make you use a, they want you to touch. They want you to touch first. And if you don't have a touch screen, then you've got to figure out how to use your mouse like a finger.
How
So
to
for
use your
instance,
mouth like a finger.
yeah. So there's a word, it's some kind of word hunt game that I was playing with. And it's a box and it's got letters and you're supposed to find interconnected letters to make a word. So I go to click on, let's say I'm going to make the word T-E-A. I go to click on the T and then click on the E and click on the A. It doesn't work. You have to press and hold the mouse like you're pressing the screen and drag your finger to T to E to A. So a lot of things you got to press and hold the mouse just like you're pressing the screen and holding the screen to like a swipe motion. And in one part it said swipe to start this game. And if you don't have a, if you're using your mouse, place your mouse here, hold it down and swipe to the right with your mouse, which I thought was not very.
That's so much easier than just clicking a button, huh?
Yeah, right. So that I did not like, but it's just you have to get used to it. It's just a different interface.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna punch it up this probably a Monday or Tuesday and give it a go.
Um, and there's no more start button anymore,
There's no more orb.
which is going, yeah, right. I guess that's been a start button in a while. But the Metro interface, there's a tile, and it says desktop. If you click that, you get back to the classic desktop like you see in Windows 7. But the bottom left is a black square with the Windows logo on it. So of course, most people are going to click that expecting to see a start menu. When you click that, it goes back to the Metro interface.
Hmm.
So it's more like a Metro button than a start button.
Metro. I just don't like that word.
Yeah, I don't like it either. So that's unusual. It's just getting used to it. Once we're used to it in 10 years, no big deal. But there's going to be a huge learning curve for a lot of people. And I noticed using this that they're trying to get rid of the right click.
Now, why would they do that?
Well, if this is the same interface you're going to have on tablets, how do you right click a tablet?
But the right click brings so many options. There's
But
copy, there's
yes,
paste,
there
there's
is.
delete, there's rename, there's properties. I can go on forever. Why would you take that away from me?
But they are okay. So I'm not sure if you heard that they're having the ribbon, the much loved or much hated ribbon, and even the Windows Explorer, the
Yeah.
ribbon is there.
Mm-hmm.
If you go on there, there's options for all that. So on the ribbon, you can left click, single click, regular click to copy, paste, move, delete. So all the options I've seen that are right click options, those options are now available in the ribbon interface by doing a regular left click. And that's just so I think so it's more tablet friendly. So you have the same thing on each interface, tablet or PC. So that's what it seems like they're trying to do. They don't want you to have to right click. Everything's touch. It's touch here, touch here, touch here. So I noticed that right away too, which isn't a bad thing because really right click, left click, that confuses a lot of users. And I don't know why, but some users you have to say, I want you to single left click, I want you to single right click, or double left click, because if you just say click to some people, they don't understand which type
Uh,
of click you want to do.
no, no, and I agree. And I definitely ran into that issue last week with a end user. He couldn't. I want him to right click and copy text from a document because it included the password. It was really long, and let's just say that was never accomplished. But
Well, see, in this interface might be easy. You can just click at the top in the ribbon. There's a copy or rename or
mm,
copy, whatever. There's just this button. Click there, click there, click there.
yes, sir. I need you to click your Metro button. Thank you. My what? What you call me?
So yeah, it's either gonna crash and people are gonna hate it, or it's gonna. I think if they do this enough, people just get used to it over time. But I don't know. And I can't. It does lock up a lot. I did see my sad face of death a few times, but it's a developer preview, so you
Yeah,
can't really blame. Can't really let that influence your decision either way.
right.
As far you just look at the interface. So
Right, and if you are downloading and installing this on your machine, keep in mind it is developer version, which means stuff might not work, and that's okay.
right.
That's why it's out there.
Now, I did like that you can either create local accounts or you can log in with your Windows Live ID. It's very Google Chrome-ish, Chromebook-like.
Now, if you were to log in with your Google Live ID, what I wonder what information will be syncing back and forth to the cloud, if any.
Yeah, I see. The only way for me to tell that is I'm going to load it somewhere else. I'm going to make changes on one, like move some tiles around and maybe do a few things. And then I'm going to log into another one. And I think those changes should be pulled across.
Okay.
So you can have a mixture. You can have some local accounts, and you can walk up to, and unless it's disabled, you can walk up to any Windows 8 computer and log in with your Windows Live ID, and you can have your settings. Now, of course, when you do log in with Windows Live ID, you're going to get an email from whatever address you have tied to it, basically saying somebody's used your Live ID to log into this computer. Do you want to add it to your trusted PC list? So I guess you can disable, say, no, that's not me, or yeah, you can confirm it. So that was pretty interesting. I did like that. Um, more of a home user-ish feature, but nice. I liked it.
Well, no promises, but we'll see if I can punch up on a virtual bot so we can poke around with it.
Cool.
Because
Yeah.
if it crashes on your physical bots, I don't know how well it would do in a virtual environment.
Yeah, it does. It does crash a lot.
So we'll see.
But I got to see the smiley face. I'm sorry, the sad face
Sad
of that.
face, which
I
for
got to see that a
you
few times.
put a smiley face on your face.
I was like, oh, look how cute. I have to remember this day where what I was doing the first time I saw the sad face of death.
Yeah, and you're trying to connect to your internal FTP site. All right, are we ready for emails?
Yep.
All right, we have one from Anthony. Hello, I have a question that I haven't heard any of the shows and would like your opinions on it. On the WatchGuard firewalls, you can do a drop-in mode or a routed mode, I think it's called. What is the difference between these, and could you give examples of what kind of situations you would use with both modes? Also, what are the advantages and disadvantages? So drop-in mode and routed mode on a WatchGuard firewall.
Right. So it's actually called, yeah, routing mode, and actually they call it mixed routing mode or drop-in mode. So the drop-in mode, we'll cover that one first. That's what it sounds like. You have an existing network, everything works, you already have a router, you just want to drop this in to your network. So in this mode, I'll cover it quickly. The WatchGuard device that you drop in, it has the same IP address on all interfaces. So no matter what you plug in, same IP. This mode, it distributes the network's logical address range across every interface. So basically, you're using this to do some feature. You want to do content filtering, you want to do application filtering, web blocking. So you just drop it in. So everything passes through this before it hits your router. So just drop in. Now, there's some things, of course, it doesn't support. It's not doing any kind of NAT. It's just passing through all the traffic. So if you have to have other things doing that, that's drop-in mode. You just drop it in to take advantage of some of those features. The routing mode is what people think of as a router. You want to have an external interface that's connecting PPPoE, DHCP, static IP, whatever. So you have an external interface, then you have an internal interface. It's doing NAT, you're routing traffic, and that's routing mode, which most people think of as a router. So that's the main differences.
Okay.
Um, with the routing mode, you can configure each interface, so you can configure some ports as external, some as trusted, some as optional. So you can have different configurations on each interface, whereas you can't do that in drop-in mode because everything is the same. And what that means is on the routers now, let's say you have 5 ports. I can have port 1 external. I can have port 2 as a trusted. I can have port 3 as an optional network on one range. I can have port 4 a trusted network on another range. So you have a lot more leeway in the routing mode. So,
All right, cool. Well, Mr. Anthony, hopefully that answered your question. And some of you at home might be like, "What the heck did he just say?" But drop in mode and routing mode.
Most people
do routing mode, right?
The default mode, which is the routing mode. Okay,
all right.
And I don't have actually any of all the ones I put in. I never have put in a drop-in mode because it's for small businesses. It's expensive enough for the watch guard. They don't want to have something else doing the routing and then this just doing content filtering or whatever it's doing. So I've never had to put one in drop-in mode.
And the guys in the chat room were talking about different type of routers. Feel free to email us and let us know your experiences with different manufacturers of routers, and which one's your favorite, or which one plays nice, or just your personal experiences. All right, I got an email from Door Geek. What's up, Door? Love the videos. Hello, Lalo and Matt. I am pretty sure. Then he goes, I might be wrong. The server app is pretty much the exact same tool as the Windows 7 tool. The reason it works, and he's talking about the Windows 7 USB/DVD download tool released under the GPL version 2 license. The reason it works, the reason it is good is because the entire back end was taken from Linux and they tried to hide it at first. And he puts in a article that Microsoft pulls the Windows 7 tool after GPL violation claims. And after they got caught trying to hide the fact they even rely on Linux software, it came back out as the Windows 7 USB tool. Then in parentheses, he puts, who stole the cookie from the cookie jar?
Yeah.
Thanks, Thor.
I remember when this came out, and the tool works great, and I'm not surprised that it's based on Linux. Yeah. So, I mean, anybody who thinks, I can guarantee you Microsoft has Linux servers running over there for things, guaranteed. So,
in fact,
it's not a surprise.
I have a cube mate who has a family member or the best friend works for Microsoft. I'm going to ask him what other operating systems they run to see if he can find the information out there. So,
yeah. So, yeah, good job, Linux. Made a good tool for us Windows users.
No, I mean, and in fact, and most of these boot disks that you can boot off of a live CD or Linux based. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Domination.
So I can say I'm a Linux user because I've used that Windows 7 USB DVD tool.
I don't know if Dora would agree with you, but okay.
Well, maybe not. Okay.
All right. I got one for Scott. This kind of a long one. He goes, Matt, Lotto, a couple of things. I've been working in the computer world for about 10 years, and up until about a year ago, I had hardly touched the Mac. In fact, I never liked using them because I could never figure out the simple stuff because I was unfamiliar. I am currently a system admin for a medium-sized company, and because about 25% of our users are Mac-based, I was given a MacBook Pro to use as my daily use computer so I could get spun up on how they work. In short, I damn near fell in love with it. I can easily administer anything else with ease. I use VMware Fusion to run a Windows 7 PC simultaneously in the Mac OS X environment, no dual boot required. Now granted, without being able to run Windows from within the Mac would not be so appealing for a Windows administrator, as I use Windows to manage vSphere, Active Directory, MDT deployment, etc., etc. In summary, I'm very pleased with the quality of the Mac hardware, and the OS shines in many areas also. I feel that running a Mac along with Windows as a VM, I'm getting the best of both worlds, and I am truly pleased. I take a break from the email and see if you have any comments there.
Yes, that's how I came to use a Mac. I said I have a lot of people